You are taking interest in Hindi literature. But I wonder, like, it's in a, like, combination of homeopathic books with literature. How could you know that?
It's homeopathy because I had pimples on my face.
Oh,
I had my sciatica problem. My mother has thyroid problem. Even my sister has a problem. Like when she wakes up, she sneezes continuously. So that and the incident that happened, that my mom was bitten by a scorpion, and she immediately muscle twitching that happened, and I saw that my father gave him a medicine that acted instantaneously, and from that incident I think I was much inclined towards homeopathy
yes.
to read about it, what it is, how it works, and how it is prepared.
Okay, so it was accidental.
Not accidental, because in my family also there is a history of homeopathy. As like my father's brother, my elder father is a homeopathic doctor, but I never took any such interest. But when I saw my mother, that was a very rare incident for me, because I have seen my mother a very strong lady. But when that scorpion bite happened, that was a midnight. Nothing we could go that was also COVID time. We couldn't also approach hospital. Muscle twitching was that I was like, no, what is happening? And
So you have not undergone any formal homeopathy training?
No, I'm not.
Just
I'm
reading the
books. I'm much.
Can you just tell me what happened exactly? What could have happened exactly because of that your mother?
It's like when homeopathy, that it acts on a principle that similibus. Something similar could also adjust the something similar, cure the similar. That happened like when the scorpion bite my mother. That her left, it was a bite on the left side, I think. Yes, it was on the left side, and her brain, she was saying that her brain started to swell something. There was something nervous system was happening towards. She couldn't exactly encapsulate that, but what I could see physically, that her muscles from the left cheeks, left eye, all were twitching. जैसे खींची होने टाइप्स होता है वैसा हो रहा था.
Okay, got it. So who is the father of homeopathy?
Hannibal.
It's IUS system of medicine.
IUS system is promoted by government, like it focuses on Ayurveda, Yoga, Unani, Siddha, and homeopathy also. And by focusing on that, a systematic study, their research is focused upon.
Do you think that homeopathy is a scientific study? Any research backed by any research?
Yes, sir. I was also skeptical about it. That's why I did also very much inclined about it. But when I saw like it's something magic happening, I also was inclined. But when I researched deep into it, I found that it is made from some plants or some animal venoms that acts very much similar to something.
Hindi literature.
Actually, even I mentioned like that Hindi poetry.
Yes, sir. I write and also.
Even you compose also.
Yes, sir.
And take interest in SNDs to second also. There's a competition conducted by
competition. Yes, sir.
Right. What is the descriptive piece of writing?
Descriptive piece of writing is more elaborative. Writer goes.
What is the difference between narrative and descriptive?
Descriptive, both are on a similar note, but narrative is a word used for more for the prose kind, like long essay kind. We use the word narrative, but when it comes to poetry, I think we use the descriptive word.
Okay, all right. So then, have you heard about Rumi?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Rumi Hafiz. And Rumi composed one of the magnum opus. What is the very magnum opus of Rumi?
He was more on a Sufi side and more on Urdu and Persian literature.
But I believe he is the second most read poet in the world.
Yes, sir. I have also read him, but I couldn't recall much of him. But of Hindi, he was more on a philosophical and Sufi side, and more he writes in Persian and Urdu. And I think I am more focused on Hindi, sir.
Hindi, but like Dinkar?
Yes, sir. Ramdhari Singh Dinkar. Yes, sir.
Can you quote a couple of lines of Dinkar?
Yes, sir. He had written Kurukshetra, most famous Kurukshetra. जब नास मनुष्य पर छाता है, सबसे पहले विवेक मर जाता है. When something I couldn't.
You can tell in India or Hindi also.
जिते बड़े नासो मतलब जिते बड़े बहुत किसी दुर्घटना घटी पार थी मनुष्य पर, सेते बड़े ही मनुष्यर विवेक बुद्धि सब चली जाए थे.
Do you think that this is really practical? I mean, that it has some relevance with that of the modern time?
Yes, sir, it is obviously because the growing intolerance, the growing,
Intolerance?
it helps in emotional intelligence also.
Acha.
So
What is emotional intelligence?
emotional intelligence, it's a stage that we could recognize our emotions, we could use also, and we could use our emotions the way we want. We could control, we could
Who is
have
the
the control.
founder of emotional intelligence?
Was Mayor.
Yeah.
Salvi Mayor.
A scientist written, in fact, he defined emotional intelligence also.
I think Mayor Salvi.
Have you heard of Daniel Goleman?
Yes, I guess.
So, what is like you have written a MHRD?
Ministry of Human Resource and Development.
And who is your HRD minister?
Currently, I think this is difficult to recall right now.
You belong to which district?
Cuttack.
Can you tell a few lines on that? The great legacy of Bharavati.
Bharavati was built by a king who was actually doing the embankment of the Mahanadi river, and that's how he built Bharavati. Bharavati was the name of a place. It was a village like, and he built a Bharavati and shifted his capital, shifted his home to Bharavati, and that's how Bharavati fort was built.
So this is how Bharavati came into existence,
Yes,
right?
What do you understand by classical language?
classical language, which has a history of 5,000 years and is recognized, Indian government has recognized them, so that its promotion and preservation is
5,000 to be exact, 5,000.
not 5,000 but a long history it has.
Yeah, long history. How many classical languages are there in India?
So 6:
6. What are they?
Kannada, Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, Sanskrit, Odia.
So, which language is the most recent to got the classical language status?
Odia.
Yeah.
Why Hindi is not part of that?
Yes.
Hindi is more of a boli, and it's more of a boli because Hindi has a lot of speakers that have different boliya,
Dialect.
dialects, yes sir, different dialects, and it is its history is being traced to Apabhrans and Sanskrit, more of not of that originality. It
Do
lacks
you think
that.
it has its like connection with the Sanskrit?
Yes, sir. Sanskrit, some parts, because Tatsam Hindi, the words we use in Tatsam Hindi are more directly derived from Sanskrit, and Tadbhav Hindi, the words we use in Tadbhav Hindi are some
What
modifications
does it
of
mean, Tadbhav?
Tadbhav, some with some modification. Tadbhav, जैसा भाव है पर वैसा नहीं है. तत्सम is जैसा को वैसा है. तद्भव भाव
And
वही
what
है.
are the different dialects of Hindi?
Hindi is being traced from Apabhrans. When we see in northern part, it's eastern, जो बिहारी हिंदी होती है उससे आई है. बिहारी हिंदी इस तरफ हो गई पहाड़ी हिंदी से खस और कुमाऊनी गढ़वाली ये सब निकलती है. फिर अगर हम वेस्टर्न हिंदी की तरफ देखें तो हरियाणवी, खड़ी बोली, ब्रजभाषा, कन्नौजी, बुंदेली, एंड फ्रॉम ईस्टर्न हिंदी बिहारी वाले जो है उससे मैथिली, मगधी, देन फ्रॉम दक्षिणी हिंदी भी एक है.
Magadhi or Avadhi?
अवधी इज अवधी, बघेली एंड छत्तीसगढ़ी. दिस इज इन one group. And ब्रज
What is
भाषा,
Madhubani painting?
Madhubani painting, it's a painting of Bihar. It's most of a snake-like character are being drawn, motifs.
There is called something Patachitra.
Yes, sir.
Do you know what is
It's Odisha's famous Patachitra. It's done in Tarapatra. पोथीज भी लिखा जाता था उसमें. It derives, its main theme is Radha Govind, Jagannath cult, Sri Jagannath cult, and Sri Krishna theme revolves around.
And which area is famous for Patachitra?
Puri Patachitra.
Puri.
Exactly place.
I think Raj.
Okay. Which is the recent government is considering one language and considering to give it a classical status. Can you name that language? Have you told about the classical languages are there?
Yes, sir.
But right now one language is being considered to give it classical status.
Sir, if I could take a case.
Yes.
Marathi.
Marathi was there, but the government has already announced that Persian will be given classical status. And just told by the external affairs minister also. Acha, what are the basic problems of our healthcare system?
Healthcare system. First is on the first diagnosis side.
Diagnosis, okay.
Diagnosis, we have a very geographical isolations are there, so people are not able to exactly first diagnose at the right time what is the disease. Just like in I think one area is like in Malkangiri area.
Just I will interrupt you. Diagnosis is not the major problem. Major problem is the out-of-pocket expenditure. What do you mean by that?
Out-of-pocket expenditure, if I could take a guess, that government is providing the healthcare, free healthcare, but people are not getting such satisfied results. That's why they are going to private.
That is not out-of-pocket. What you spend out of your pocket to get yourself treated, that is out-of-pocket expenditure. Government is providing or not providing, that is nothing to do with this concept. Is that you have to pay from your pocket to get the healthcare. And how that will impact the person? Out of pocket expenditure, poverty will happen, because if somebody will expense out of his pocket, obviously he is entering into the poverty cycle. Okay.
Yes.
So to minimize that out of pocket expenditure, which is the most common challenge, but major challenge I would say, what government has done?
Free healthcare systems like BSKY card.
Yes, BSKY card. But BSKY ensures
that each family gets 5 lakh rupees.
Yes, assured 5 lakhs. That means
that they can go
no
cashless.
Cashless. No money will be spent out of your pocket.
Yes, sir.
That is the major thing that this scheme addresses.
Yes, sir.
Diagnosis, treatment, all these are secondary, tertiary things. Primary thing is that we have to reduce the out-of-pocket expenditure.
Yes, sir.
What do you mean by food security and what do you mean by nutrition security?
So food security could be related to the distribution system as well as reaching the last.
Food security, that means
people get ample amount of food.
Yes, secure supply of food. Okay. And what do you mean by nutrition security?
That food they are getting from anywhere, the source that contains ample amount of nutrients.
Yes, nutrients. Okay. So tell few initiatives in the domain of food security and the domain of nutrition security.
In food security, government is providing like free ration, ration card system is there, public distribution system is there, and nutrition security government is
yes,
vitamin A, that is golden rice. Like
name two major, I would say, major initiatives. PDS there, ration shops are there, fair price shop there. Have you heard of National Food Security Act?
Yes, sir.
That what it ensures?
It's complete, from the procurement to...
No. That is not procurement. Procurement is something else. NFSA means it assures some amount of grains, food grains, monthly. Do you know the limit?
I think...
okay, go and check. Go and check. Nutrition, what is the most important initiative government is putting the focus on?
For adolescent girls also it is providing.
Have you heard of Poshan Abhiyan?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What is the can we expand the acronym? Okay. What is ICDS program?
Integrated Child Development System.
No, services. Integrated Child Development Services. What is the basic approach of ICDS?
In ICDS, government is mostly focusing on children, like providing them nutrients also.
Only children?
The mother also.
Only mother? Not adolescent girls?
Yes, sir. It's an umbrella term.
Okay, pregnant, lactating mother, adolescent girls and children.
Yes.
What is the age group children covered under ICDS?
I think up to 12 years.
No. Anganwadi कितने वर्ष पहले जाओगे?
3 years.
6 years. 3 to 6 years they are writing. Okay.
3 to 6
Acha,
years.
have you heard of something called as ASA?
Yes, sir.
What is the function of that?
ASA workers in
Those
villages
workers?
mostly ensure that immunization is being done, or bringing the children to the immunization center, making them aware, looking after all the government schemes that are related to children and mother that are being delivered to them.
Acha, tell me what is global north and what is global south?
The global north and global south is not of a geographical term but rather of a political and socio-economic term. Global south mostly focuses on countries like India, China, which are developing nations and have a colonial past. India, China, South America, and Southeast Asia also,
Africa?
Africa.
Okay.
And global north mostly European nations, Australia also included, and North America.
What are the components of Human Development Index?
Human Development Index, education,
Okay.
Poverty.
Poverty is
Development
poverty,
Index is
that is not poverty, that is income.
highest income.
Education, income, and standard of living.
Yes, sir.
Those are three things included in ST. So, can you name one region of the world which is very poor in Human Development Index?
African nations mostly.
So, Africa, all African nations are not poor.
Not Sierra Leone.
But that location, particular location, have you heard of Sub-Saharan Africa?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That belt.
That belt is very poor in Human Development Index.
Yes, sir.
So, have you heard of something called as corruption? Yes, you have heard of a very common thing. So, when you will be entering into service, can you tell some innovative ways to reduce corruption? Not like that, I will make this, I will make. Have you ever heard of? You should stick. It should touch your intellect. Okay? Can you do some innovative things to reduce corruption? Government is doing, organizations are doing, all these things are going on. Anything you have thought of?
I think moral training, focusing on moral training
Moral training to whom?
to officers.
Only officers will suffice.
Not all, but also empowering the citizens to know that they should hold officers accountable. Awareing the citizens also could make corruption, could reduce corruption to such.
Awareness also going on through various channels, social media, mass media. Awareness is going on. Anything you can suggest?
I think developing emotional intelligence also.
Emotional intelligence or emotional intelligence is a term which layman will not understand. Okay,
I
fine.
think
So, the interaction of last 10 to 15 minutes, how do you take that?
I need to focus more on power of expression and more on factors like what I have to say that I am not able to say. I need to bring out that more.
Being a student of literature, sorry, Hindi literature,
Yes, sir.
right? His or her communication must be like exceptionally different from all the rest of the people,
Yes, sir.
right? So why don't you? Because even you can speak in Korea also during the
Yes, you can speak. Whichever language you are comfortable, you can speak. English
But
or
most important, like it should be communicated.
Yes, sir.
And because of like since you feel like that you are not quite articulative and you fail to express your ideas and thoughts, then it's sort of like yeah. And another question, like to reiterate his question, he asked you like that how what should be your approach and what is your innovative indigenous ways actually to check and deal corruption, right? And you said like emotional intelligence. I guess like that you are very close to that topic, emotional intelligence, right? So like I'm putting a situation like that. Tomorrow when you will be appointed somewhere in that place, where you find like that the situation is very complex and the public is also unruly, not disciplined, right? So at that juncture, like what would be your approach there? How to deal with, since you are into emotional intelligence, how to deal with someone who is unruly, undisciplined?
First, I will make my team to
You
understand.
won't get the time. to form a team to deal with that.
So that must be
All of a sudden, someone
similar.
enters into your room and bangs, shouts.
That even I won't shout like, but I would make him first.
But you have the power.
I have the power, but sir, reciprocating the same wouldn't be a good idea at that time. I think first I must call, if any security is there, first let him calm down and make him like I would ask him what's his problem first. After calming the situation only, I would talk to him.
Yeah, that's most important that you said you listen. That's most important.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Good luck.